Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Tucson Acres. So I'm back working on Reba today. Kind of crappy weather for like the next couple of weeks. That's honestly, this is our rainy season. Swung by the junkyard a couple days ago and picked up some parts. I was able to get a hold of one of these wiper delay control modules, and I already tried it out and it worked, so thank God for that. So got that. I actually got two of them, so this is a spare now. Well, I'll use this one, the other one's a spare. And I found a fuse box, so this one is I'm gonna do that today. That's gonna be the first project. And as soon as I get this other one out, I'll show you why. Now, fortunately for me, this thing, you know, being a Centurion, everything in here has already been messed with. So all of the wire harness behind the fuse box is already loose. I don't even have to bother with that. I've already pulled the fuse box once and had it dangling down here. So I'm just gonna do that again, and once it's down here, I'm gonna take photos of the back of it, pull each wire individually, put it back in the new fuse panel or fuse box, and hopefully it all works out. I was able to get this one out without breaking it at all, at least I think. I double checked it already. It's got the exact same part number, so we should be good to go. And I think this will work on any 87 to 91 F-Series van or Bronco, I believe. And I'm pretty sure they used all the same fuse boxes. So we're gonna give it a shot, and I'm hoping I can get this part taken care of, and then we'll get the wipers taken care of. And then since I've already got the dash half ripped apart, I'm gonna pull the instrument cluster back out again for like the fourth time so I can replace a couple of light bulbs. And I think I might even yank out the check engine bulb and the rear anti-lock bulb, because the check engine light's gonna stay on forever as long as it's got this carbureted engine in it, for obvious reasons. And the rear anti-lock, honestly, I didn't even know they put anti-lock brakes on these trucks back then, but I don't care if it works or not, so I'm gonna disable that light. I hate those lights glaring at me the whole time I'm driving. So the fuse box itself, you can use a Torx or a 7mm, and one of the reasons I'm changing it is because the tangs, the screw tangs, are busted off of this guy. Now make sure you disconnect your battery before you start dinking with this, which I've already done. And I pulled the big flasher fuse or flasher control out. Makes it easier to slip it back through here. Push up on it. Like I said, all my wires are already loose. So I'm gonna push it up and back and then let it fall down. I think I might have zip tied some of this back in place after the last one, so I might have to deal with that. I'll probably pull these grounds off of here as well. All right, so yep, there it is. So not too bad. All right, so you can see this tang right here is completely busted off, this screw mounting tang. And then this corner right here is completely fried. And that was part of the, where is it? Sorry, that was part of the issue with the, well, that was the issue with the parking lights or the running lights. That was completely burnt up, and rather than just fixing it somehow, they hot wired all of the parking lights into the ignition, basically, which sucked. So I got that taken care of. Now from here, I'm just gonna put this other one right next to it, and I'm literally gonna move one wire at a time, make sure everything goes back exactly where it's supposed to. And I'm gonna go grab my phone right quick and grab a couple photos of this as a just in case. Now this red wire right here, this is how I fixed the parking lights before. I put an inline fuse in here, which again, I'll have to cut my zip ties to get it back out of there. But so it was still fused, but this is supposed to go back here for the power, because this black and orange wire, this big one right here, that guy is the main power that feeds a whole bunch of different things. And when we pull this out of here, you'll see it, but it's got a bus bar or a strip that runs across. So the fuses, like 4 or 5 different things, are powered off of that one wire. So this guy will get mounted right here. As a matter of fact, the old one's still sitting in there, fried, broken. The rest of the wire, it was gone a good 6 inches, just burnt right back. I'm gonna get a couple different angles of this, even though I plan on doing everything one at a time, so there's absolutely no chance of screwing it up. All right, so I got photos of both the front and the back. Need to pull all of our fuses because you access the release tang from the front. And I'll just do a couple, release a couple wires and transfer them so you can see what that looks like. And then I'll do the rest off camera. Gets kind of boring after a while. Probably after one it'll be boring. Okay, now a little micro screwdriver, a little flathead, that's all you need. And there's a release tang in these. So we'll start with like this top left corner here. So the release tang is on the left side of the slot there. I'm gonna go ahead might need a different screwdriver. Oh, there it goes. Just like that. And it pops right out like that. Okay, so try to remember which ones I'm working with here, and I'm gonna literally do it one by one. That's the top left, first one. And it should click when it goes in the new one. Yep, there it goes, clicked in. All right, one down. 20 more to go, or whatever it is. I'll do one more on camera. We'll do the one next to it, the yellow one there. And actually, I meant to grab a wire brush because I want to clean these up as I have them out. So like that's the second one, so I'll get a wire brush, and actually that doesn't really look bad. That doesn't need cleaning. I'm gonna check this other one just to make sure. And I'm gonna disconnect that zip tie up there, just so I have a little more working room. Good click. All right, wire brushes, some extra zip ties. Let's see if I can't find my zip tie up here. Oh, that's right. I used a tie wire, or wire tie. Yeah. All right, so as you can see, I'm down to the last one here, and this is the one that, well, it's right next to it. There's a bus bar line. That's this one here. There's 4 joined, and then this corner that's all burned up, and the plastic's melted to the point where that bar isn't going to come out of there willingly. So I'm going to try to cut this corner loose just using a hacksaw, a little handheld dude. And I should have grabbed one wire with a terminal end on it for this corner here, because I'm pretty sure the one that's in there is shot, but I might be able to fix it. We'll see. See if we can just break this whole corner right off. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Yeah, look at that. That whole corner. Still don't know if I'll be able to get that thing out of there. It is so melted in here, and I don't want to wreck this terminal. There we go. Now it should come out. Okay, so now just need to get this bar out of here. Getting these longer ones out that has more than 2 terminals on it, it's kind of a pain because you gotta, it's like picking a lock, you know, you gotta start at one and go across and get each one released while pulling on the whole thing all at the same time. I suppose you could just stick, you know, a screwdriver in each one and, you know, keep it open while you're going. There it goes. Yep. Yeah, trying to pull all 4 with just one wire attached to it is a pain in the butt. It's doable. Like I said, probably just sticking, you know, a bunch of little micro screwdrivers or, you know, whatever. I'm sure they make shims just for this. Would probably work better. But you still got to get the whole thing at once. There we go. Each one of these has a little plastic tang in there that locks into this hole right here. There's a hole in the back side, and that's where the tangs lock into. So you got to pry that loose and then get it out of there. So this one doesn't look too bad. It's got melted plastic on it, so I'm going to clean that up right quick, and then that's it. Unfortunately, I don't have the one that would have gone in the corner here. It's actually still stuck in there, which I might actually be able to clean that up and make it work. Attach a new wire to it and hook that up to this guy here, and I might be back in business. All right, so we're finally back. It's been several hours now. I got sidetracked on a few things, but our fuse box is all back in place and everything looks right. So this one right here was the rear anti-lock power, and I don't know if I'm going to use that or not. I pulled the fuse and put this other wire in here, which I'll get to in just a second, but I rewired the horn. So we'll go take a quick look at that. I think the rest of the inside is good for now. I'll finish, you know, the instrument lighting and all that crap when I get to it here shortly. But I did get really sidetracked, probably like 4 hours sidetracked with this mess going on up here. So one of the things when I was putting the fuse panel back together, you know, I really wanted my horn to work, and I wanted my windshield wipers to work, and my windshield washer fluid to work. None of those worked. Now they all work. So the windshield washer, that ended up just being this plug, was all goobered up. So I got that all taken care of, cleaned the female end up, cleaned up the male end. It's working good now. And the wire itself, or not the wire, sorry, the feed line was actually disconnected. If you look right there, that's the feed line, and just above that, that little lump sitting up on top, that's the squirter, or the spout, I guess you'd call it. So all of that's working now. Then the actual horn that came with the truck, let's see if I can actually get this on video. So right up in here, those are the two horns that came, you know, they come stock. Those are the stock horns. They didn't work at all. They were actually clipped just clean off. Like the wires were just hanging there. And then they had wired in this dumb contraption using extension cord wire and a relay, obviously, to power these air horns down here, which didn't work either because they didn't wire it properly, and there was no main power source. So I went and rewired the whole thing, got a new power source here with an inline fuse, and it runs this red line all the way across. And it's not terribly difficult. I happen to have a bunch of these relays laying in a tote. So I rewired the whole thing. The yellow line is the one that I was saying is inside here. And for that, you have to wire in a switch. So I just put a little momentary switch, on-off switch right here, and it works great. Let's test it out right quick. It's kind of ridiculous. All right, so the regular horn, we know that one works now. Now the train horn is what it sounds like. Kind of ridiculous. So that's it for right now for this video. I'm gonna go ahead and get all this stuff put back together and cleaned up. Hopefully replace those bad light bulbs in the dash and take out probably the anti-lock and the check engine lights, just because I don't want to stare at them anymore. Anywho, thanks for swinging by. Appreciate you watching. If you got any questions or comments, you know the drill, and we'll catch you on the next episode.